Ciao. So, Father's Day. Yeah. Everybody and their mama was talking about it yesterday on Facebook. So I said, it's Kirk Franklin. I like Kirk Franklin. I've always admired him as a gospel artist. Let me check it out. Let me see what it's about. Child. For a documentary that was only like 30 something minutes long, it took me about 2 hours to watch it in its entirety because it was triggering, being that I don't know my biological father and I have been wanting to find him my entire life. But just the levels of deception and the levels of secrecy that people go through when they're trying to hide something as simple as paternity, something as simple as who are my people. All of us deserve to know where we come from. And the best way to know that is to know your parents, right? Alonzo has a benefit of being around his father every day, seeing his father every day, being around his grandparents, his father's family. That's something I didn't have. And I was determined to make sure that my children didn't have to go through what I went through. And even with accomplishing that, I still feel incomplete. Yes, I know I'm a whole person and Jesus saves and all this. I get that. My spiritual side knows that. But I'm still human. My human side still says, I will feel better once I know some more truths about who my father is. I did some DNA testing, some genetic testing a little after Cliff and I got married. And the genetic testing that came out did not match the information that I had about him. So that made me even more curious, like, okay, what gives? Because I was told all my life that I'm half Jamaican. I'm not. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, but I think it was only 2.3% Caribbean descent. And I'm like, okay, that's not half. That's very much far away from half. So what's going on? I went through a series of feelings last night. I went from being sad to angry, furious, and just going over all of the things over the years that I've been told about my father, being told that I look so much like him and all these different things. And it's like, there are enough people in Cocoa that know things. Relatives and family, friends, and acquaintances that know. Because somebody actually came to do some work on something in my great-grandmother's house. My mama's house, right? And they saw my baby picture when I was 6 months old, right? And that person said, that baby looks like somebody I know. So even at 6 months old, I was looking like this man. I'm going to need y'all to stop with this secrecy, okay? Because this has literally, I don't want to say it's ruined my life. But yeah, there were times where my life was directly affected by the fact that I didn't have my biological father in my life. And that I was searching and searching and searching and attaching myself to the wrong things. And this happens to men and women, okay? There's so much I want to say, but I don't want to say it all and just, blah, blah, and just, I want to say it in the most structured way that I can. But just know that I am determined to find this man. I don't hate him. Have I been annoyed by his absence? Sure. Have I been annoyed by the fact that there's a whole half of my lineage and my history and my legacy that is missing that I don't know about? Of course. But I don't hate you, Father. I don't hate you. Have I hated you before? Yes. I have hated both of my parents before for different reasons. However, I had to let that go, okay? Because I do need to know, I have some health issues that I need to know about, some questions that only you can answer, sir. So And listen, there's a whole emotional side of he was married at the time of my conception. All my life, I've been concerned about how the wife is going to feel, how the children are going to feel, but nobody's concerned about how I feel. What about me? What about me? I'm the one that had to go without a father. Okay? So this whole thing of that man's married. He was married when he did what he did. Okay? So we're going to just put that to the side. We're going to put that to the side. Okay? Because he still created a life. Mine. Right? I'm still a person. I'm still a human being that deserves love, affection, acceptance, all that good stuff. So I have to put those feelings to the side. I have to put my mother's feelings to the side because for most of my childhood, all I've heard is, oh, you just act like you just gonna eat him up and you act like you love him more than you love me. Ma'am, that longing will never go away. Okay? I have gotten married, had a child, have another child on the way, and I still feel that void. There is a void that only he can fill. Okay? As far as being in my life and sharing certain information with me, only he can give me those answers. So for anybody that wants to say, because so I'm sure some of my relatives feel like, why just leave it alone? Just, that man was married and all this. I was like, first of all, who asked you? Not I. And second of all, that's the dumbest reason to leave something alone I've ever heard in my life. Okay? He didn't just wake up married one day. He was married at the time that he did what he did with my mother. They were both aware that he was married. So let's not. Don't do me. Don't do me. Okay? And say, well, why can't you just leave it alone? Because that's my father. That's my father. This is important. Okay? And this laughter is it's nervous laughter because I'm trying to keep it light. But I went through a lot of feelings last night and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Pregnant or not, I can't keep going through these feelings of anger and anguish and confusion and just feeling this sense of emptiness. Yes, I know I'm a whole person. Yes, I know that God created me whole and he gave me the gifts and the calling that he gave me, and that has absolutely nothing to do with who leaves, who stays in my life. I get that. However, I will repeat again, I'm still a human being. I still need to know my father. Okay? James Robert Holly is my father. Okay? He never denied paternity. All he said was that he couldn't be a father to me. Presumably because of the marriage and the other children that he had, right? But it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. So for those of you that are out there being lackadaisical with your genitals and out here having babies by people you really don't know that well, and then if they skip town, you can't even get in touch with them. You don't know much about them. All you know is what y'all did and all this stuff. I'm going to need y'all to stop with that. And for the parents out there that were out there thotting, okay, your kid is going to eventually find out that you were up to nefarious activity. So trying to hide that because some parents don't want their children to know what they were doing to lead to certain situations, so they leave out key information about certain situations. I'm gonna need y'all to stop doing that, because all you're doing is driving a wedge between you and your child. Okay? I feel a way. And I don't know what to do. So if you have ever been in a situation where you have found your biological parent and, you've gone through that process, please, inbox me and let me know what the process was. I need help. I don't know what to do. But I'm going to keep posting videos about it. And I'm going to keep talking about it until somebody says something. And I'm going to keep looking. And I'm going to keep praying. And that's all I can do. So there's that. I got to go eat because my baby hungry.